welcome to today's edition of Catholic Focus. My name is Deborah Mania, and with me is our sign language interpreter, Ezran Otieno. Welcome. Faithful from across Kenya gathered today at Resurrection Garden to mark the 22nd death anniversary of servant of God Maurice Michael Cardinal Otunga, a towering figure in Catholic Church and a champion of social justice. The solemn memorial mass was presided over by His Excellency the Apostolic Nuncio to Kenya, Bart Van Meegen, and co-celebrated by His Eminence John Cardinal Ojue, the Emeritus Archbishop of Nairobi. The event drew clergy, religious, and lay faithful, all united in prayer for the late Cardinal's canonization cause. The nuncio highlighted Cardinal Otunga's enduring legacy, calling him a model of humility and unwavering faith who dedicated his life to serving God and the poor.
The just will be remembered forever.
On this blessed occasion, as we commemorate the 22nd anniversary of the passing into eternal glory of the servant of God, Maurice Michael Cardinal Otunga. Your presence here is a beautiful testimony to the communion of faith and love that unites us as one family in Christ. Here, in the sacred place of prayer and peace, lies the mortal remains of the servant of God. The garden was not merely a physical location for him. It was a spiritual vision. He dreamed of this sanctuary where the faithful could withdraw from the noise of the daily life to pray, reflect, and encounter the mystery of God. He longed for this space to become a wellspring of peace and hope, grounded in the promise of the resurrection.
His greatness was not in what he possessed, but what he gave away. His greatness was not in what he possessed, but in what he gave away. He truly followed the footsteps of Christ, who said, "Whoever serves me must follow me." As we mark this anniversary, we are reminded that for Christians, death is never the end. It is the passage into the fullness of life. Cardinal Otunga, like the grain of wheat, fell to the earth and died, not just physically, but even more importantly, spiritually, daily, in small acts of self-denial and love. And now, in the mystery of the communion of saints, he continues to bear fruit. His memory inspires, his example teaches, and his intercession strengthens us. May his life challenge us to live more authentically, to follow Christ more radically, and to love more selflessly. And may we, like him, become grains of wheat, sown in the soil of the world, willing to die to self, so that others, yes, others may find life in Christ. Today, Cardinal Otunga stands among the just. His legacy speaks, his witness endures, and his intercession accompanies us. And in remembering him, we are not just honoring the past, we are embracing the call to holiness that shaped his life and that continues to call each of us forward.
Another news, Agriculture and Livestock Development Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe has urged global investors to embrace packaging Kenya tea at source, saying the move, now backed by tax waivers on packaging materials, will boost farmers' earnings, cut costs, and enhance Kenya's competitiveness in the international market. Here is Yvonne Onuso with this report.
Agriculture and Livestock Development Cabinet Secretary Senator Mutahi Kagwe has called on countries and investors to package tea in Kenya for export, saying it is cheap and guarantees higher value for both producers and buyers. Speaking at the North America Tea Conference in South Carolina, Kagwe announced that the government has removed taxes on packaging materials for agricultural products. The move, he said, allows Kenyan exporters to package tea at source according to international market specifications, delivering direct-to-shelf products with assured freshness, traceability, and better returns to farmers. By packaging at origin, we eliminate unnecessary cost, improve competitiveness, and strengthen Kenya's position in the global tea market, Kagwe told the delegates.
Particularly Argentina and others, but Kenya is the third largest producer of tea globally. And it is unfortunate that in our dealings with the American continent, we haven't really done what we should have. And we want to diversify our consumption patterns. Within the 8 countries that consume Kenya's tea, the US, in spite of it being the biggest market in the world, is rather small. And this is something that we would like to change. And we can only do so through discussing these issues with you. Yesterday, we had a very interesting discussion, successful discussion with the people who work and head Walmart, in terms of placing our tea in their shelves.
Accompanied by Tea Board of Kenya CEO Willy Mutahi, KTDA Chair Geoffrey Kirundi, and his CEO Wilson Muthaura, together with the Kenyan ambassador to the US David Kerich, CS Kagwe also highlighted Kenya's leadership in global tea production, noting that the country produced 598.47 million kilograms in 2024, a 4.95% increase from the previous year. The growth was driven by favorable weather, subsidized fertilizer programs, and expanded processing capacity. Kagwe further pointed to Kenya's diversification into orthodox and specialty tea, with purple tea developed at the Tea Research Institute, standing out as the only variety of its kind in the world. Celebrated for its health benefits and antioxidant content, purple orthodox tea fetches 3 to 4 times the price of black tea.
So Kenya continues to be a leading global producer of black tea. And just recently, we celebrated the 100 years of tea commercialization. In 2024, our production capacity reached about 600 million kilograms, representing about a 5% increase from the previous year. This growth was driven by favorable weather conditions, particularly the long rains, supported by government programs such as subsidized fertilizers for the farmers, etc., etc. Kenya today is recognized as the largest exporter of black tea globally, supplying to over 80 countries worldwide. America, in particular, remains one of our key markets of interest, with growing passion not just for black tea, but also for diversified products such as green tea and especially purple tea. Over the years, Kenya has also embraced orthodox tea production as part of our diversification strategy to respond to global consumer demands. In addition, we are proud to say that Kenya is the only country in the world that manufactures purple tea. This unique variety was developed over 25 years at the Tea Research Institute and is celebrated for its high antioxidant content and medical properties. Purple orthodox teas fetches 3 or 4 times the prices of black tea, making it a transformative innovation both for our farmers and for the wider agricultural economy and global consumption patterns.
Kenya's innovation in tea not only secures better earnings for farmers, but also places us ahead in meeting shifting global consumer demands, he said. The Cabinet Secretary underscored tea's environmental and cultural importance, describing it as both a livelihood and a crop that conserves ecosystems by preventing soil erosion, supporting biodiversity, and sequestering carbon.
Tea, to me, is more than just an economic crop. It plays a critical role in protecting the environment. Tea provides natural ground cover, preventing soil erosion in hilly terrains. Its evergreen nature helps with carbon sequestration and biodiversity conservation. These environmental benefits make tea cultivation not just a source of livelihood, but also an anchor of sustainability for communities and landscapes.
Kagwe concluded by urging the U.S. market to embrace Kenyan black, green, and purple teas, noting that quality will always find a market. Reporting for Catholic Focus, my name is Onuso Yvonne.
Moving forward, the wave of crime in Nairobi's Central Business District continues to raise alarm. Police have arrested more than 200 suspects in an intensified crackdown, even as border associations now accuse unregistered riders of fueling insecurity in the city. Susan Blamy has this report and details.
214 suspects have been arrested in Nairobi's CBD as police step up operations to curb rising crime. Nairobi County Police Commander George Seda says the suspects are being processed for arraignment, adding that patrols have been enhanced to restore public confidence. But even as police tighten their grip, border associations in Nairobi are blaming unregistered riders for contributing to the spike in muggings and robberies. They accuse Governor Johnson Sakaja of failing to enforce security measures within the sector.
Nimeshangaa sana kuona ya kwamba hii area is very spotted kwa mambo ya wizi, na sisi tunaomba County Government of Nairobi na National Government tumekuwa na mikutano kadha wa kadha ili kuelimisha mambo ya security hapa CBD. Na tunaomba governor, unajua vizuri ya kwamba ulipatia stages ambazo ni pick and dropping area watu wa bodaboda. Hizo pikipiki ambazo zinatumika kwa mambo ya wizi ni zile ambazo members wako kwa sako, na national government tulikubaliana na watu wa bodaboda. Kila mwana bodaboda lazima awe kwa sako na awe active, ili ya kwamba kama mtu amefanya maovu data yake inachukuliwa kutoka kwa sako. Kwa hiyo machazo ninaomba the national government na county government, zile bodaboda ambazo ziko CBD ambazo haziko kwa stage zao, sisi tunajua stage zetu na zile stage ambazo tulipewa na governor tunajua. Kwa hivyo tunaomba our His Excellency Johnson Sakaja, our governor, utie mkazo ili vile tulikubaliana na mobility na operation directors, bodaboda zile ambazo ziko kwa sako siondolewe CBD. Lakini hakuna kazi imefanyika. Tumeshakaa chini na OCBD wa Central, tukakubaliana kwamba zile bodaboda ambazo ziko kwa stages ambazo ni recognized by the county government siondolewe. Ninaomba kwa ajili ya security purpose, hizo bodaboda ambazo zinatumika au sio wana bodaboda, those are ni wezi.
Commander Seda has also issued a stern warning to TikTok content creators, accusing some of spreading sensational but unverified clips of alleged attacks to chase clout. He urged genuine victims to file official reports, insisting that justice begins with accountability.
What I can say for those people whose intentions are not good for this city, by so magnifying issues through various channels, we as a policing agency, we have got all resources which we have employed now with a view of getting those perpetrators. We call them perpetrators because they have made people to be in fear. We are catching up with them. CBD is safe. That's my assurance, CBD is safe. Businesses are going on as usual. Businesses are going on as usual. Police visibility is enhanced as usual. And the police visibility contains all agencies of police which are supposed to undertake the various aspects of ensuring this city is very safe.
Despite the concerns, SEDA has reassured city residents that the CBD remains safe, with businesses running as usual. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has also ordered a major crackdown on criminal gangs, many linked to groups posing as street children, even as Kenyans continue to share harrowing experiences of robberies and harassment on social media.
Discussing worst challenges of robberies, robbery with violence, and so forth. And even these marking issues, as I've told you, part of it is perpetrated by so-called street children, organizing themselves in small groups with knives sometimes and attacking and suspecting citizens. I want to confirm to you that operation is ongoing and it will continue. It is a continuous issue. And part of the conversation we are having, and we will have also here, is that nothing should wait for a directive policy of national, cabinet secretary or any other person. That is a daily responsibility of the OCS in the police station. That's what I was telling the OCSs today. Shouldn't wait for, unless a very unique challenge that has come out of, a particular issue. But things like theft, muggings, that is a daily responsibility of the police officers within the area. Operations going on those issues in that area. As I told you, Trans Nzoia, even here, some of those complaints are here about small theft and mugging, and we are going to do something to make sure that is addressed. Some of them, of course, are underage, but that's not an excuse. Remember when we went to Coast for Jukwaa la Usalama, there was resurgence of Panga boys. But we have now been able to deal with that issue. So we will deal with it. And if there is any weakness in terms of operational command, we will redeploy some of the officers who have the capacity to help and lead in resolving that issue.
Reporting for Catholic Focus, my name is Susan Bulemi.
Moving forward, Machakos County Governor Wavinya Ndeti has expressed dissatisfaction with the national government's proposal to roll out an e-procurement system alongside other key issues, including the transfer of the Universal Youth Coverage UHC payroll.
Devolution is under threat. Muliona chairman wangu wa Council of Governors akiongea. The two governments are distinct. Kuna national government, kuna county governments. Na hakuna kitu kibaya kama sisi ni magavana. Tuna lead counties zetu. Tunaambiwa whether you like it or not, we are going to do it. Life is not like that. Hii dunia ni watu kuongea na kusemezana. You cannot force things down the throat of people, not even your own children. I can say we are not happy as the Council of Governors. And we are going to come out very clearly now. We will talk. Hatutakubali kusukumiwa vitu. Tunaambiwa wanajaribu kusema corruption. Sasa wametoa corruption kwa national government. Now governors ndio wanasukumiwa corruption. Governors ni corrupt. Governors ni corrupt. We are not going to naambia tena tumia maneno ya procurement plan. Your procurement system yao. You know your dons. You know very well. With a system, you must first try it out, isn't it? And if it works, you run it parallel with the old system. And if it works, then you change over to the new system, leaving the other system as a backup. Kuna mambo mengi, there are so many functions. Zile ziko suppose kukua kwa county, bado ziko kwa national government. Agriculture is devolved. Why would fertilizer be bought from the national government? Markets are devolved. Why would markets be built by the national government? And at the end of the day, they have to come to us to show them the land where they are going to build the markets. And after, they don't want even to give the governors the money. They want to spend the money themselves. But we show them where they are going to, mali wataenda kujenga soko. Wa Kenya, sincerely speaking, it is high time we woke up and just spoke the truth and tell the president vile mambo iko.
Kisii County Governor Simba Arati has led hundreds of students benefiting from the county's youth empowerment program that offers computer and other professional skills training. Speaking during the event in Kisii Town, Governor Arati said the initiative has already impacted more than 25,000 young people. He encouraged more youth to join the program, noting that it marks the beginning of their personal and economic growth. And that brings us to the end of our Catholic Focus edition today. With me has been our sign language interpreter, Ezra Otieno. I am Debra Mwani, and thank you for choosing Captain TV. Thank you too to our production team for enabling this bulletin. Until next time, be blessed.
Keep watching Capuchin TV. You're staunchly